Bombshell tonight. Nolan Wells audio distress call. Is it real? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Everyone in the background is saying, "Is he dead? Nolan, wake the up."
Claiming they're sinking and calling for help. And yet in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead.
Detail Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right.
the tag
Unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at.
You are hearing the audio distress call from the boat. That is the boat on which Nolan Wells went to Horn Island. Now, there have been a lot of different accounts about whether he was on the boat when he came back from Horn Island, when he was supposed to come back from Horn Island. He never came back from Horn Island. And you can clearly hear on that version, which we obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Research. They released it. It's not something off TikTok or Insta. And that's what you hear. Let me hear 184 one more time, please.
Detail Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All communications, chats, posts, stories, and other information. That is the language from the subpoenas filed in the last 24 hours. Not a warrant for an arrest, a subpoena for a digital ghost. The family of Nolan Wells is not asking for permission. They are demanding that Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, Meta, and the location tracking app Life360 turn over every fragment of data tied to their son's accounts. They are looking for the truth in the server logs, buried under layers of encryption and corporate legal jargon. The question is simple.
Nobody saw what happened. A guy threw him over. People were all over the mall. The food court was crowded. Nobody saw. I had like 2 witnesses. So I think part of it is, Mobley, you don't expect to see something, and so your mind is not interpreting, it's not intercepting what you're physically seeing. And again, we don't know what happened. We don't know why Nolan Wells has a red mark on the back of his occipital. We don't know. Was he hit? Did he fall? Then fall off a boat? It could have been any number of things. Some nefarious, some an accident, some negligent. My point is, just because there's a lot of people around, that does not guarantee you witnesses, Mobley. You know that better than anybody with all the cases you've tried.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I think there are 2 things I want to say to address that. The first part, I would agree with you that, yes, a lot of people can be around and they can notice something, and something can happen rather, and people not see it. However, I think the way that the human mind works, we would all agree, is we perceive things all the time, okay? And we may perceive something that at the time we perceive it, it is not deemed significant. However, in this case, I do believe that if someone did see something that they didn't pay particular attention to involving Nolan Wells, once all of this has come out, the way the mind works is it'll trigger what they saw before, because now it becomes significant. Okay, so I do agree that people can perceive things and not pay attention to them, but when something significant happens later, sort of like being robbed, you're not paying attention what everybody's wearing.
This is where the gap between what was said and what happened becomes a chasm. We have heard from the friends on the boat. They have told their story. They say they never touched the phone. Warren Hudson, one of the friends, insisted there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then we know there's no reason for anything to be deleted. They maintain that Nolan left his phone on the boat before he allegedly stayed behind on Horn Island. They say they handed it over to his mother with no issues.
Larynx, the pharynx, our windpipe, essentially, and everything else that's connected therein, that's the conveyance to get into the lungs. So one of the things, what they're looking at here, Nancy, to put it very bluntly, is they're looking for any possibility that his breathing could have been compromised. Well, how is that compromised? Well, when you begin to think about, if you put your hand in the midline of your throat, right here, okay, you begin to think about the trachea, which is encompassed right here. Was it compromised in any way? Are there any focal areas of hemorrhage? Has it been crushed? You would go up into the neck. I suspect that the tongue was probably removed as well. You're going to look at the hyoid, which, did not accompany the body. But all of this has been retained. There's nothing abnormal about the state retaining the organs of the neck. This happens very, very frequently in cases like this, because they want to be able to go back and examine it. And also for the future, they either want to get a consult on it, or it has evidentiary probative value here moving forward with any kind of case in the future.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this debt? But you don't because of your low mortgage rate. That low rate, it's not saving you if you're drowning in credit card interest. People are calling American Financing, and American Financing is saving customers an average of $800. That's not in all, that's a month, by using their equity to pay off the credit card debt. Using their home equity to pay off credit card debt.
The social media giants are processing the legal demands. The results could take weeks or months. But one thing is clear. This family is not going to accept a blank screen as an answer. They are going to follow the evidence into the server rooms of Silicon Valley. The courtroom of public opinion is divided, but the court of digital record is about to open its session. For the full scope of this legal action, we direct you to review the actual court documents filed in the Jackson County Court, which have been obtained and published by the Sun-Herald. The question we leave you with is this: if you truly have nothing to hide, why does your story change when held up to the light of the data? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you found this breakdown insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to Project Cold Case. And don't forget to turn on notifications. Because when the evidence breaks, you will want to be here to see it. If a young man vanished into the Gulf and his phone came back with nothing on it, who pulled the trigger on the delete key?
I've memorized it. He said to the jury at the end of the case, after the closings, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth and impugn perjury on no one. So, what I'm trying to do is reconcile what you're saying with what I'm hearing. I hope Nolan Wells died by accident. But I'm not shutting down our Crime Stories investigation until I know. Now, I want to address this sound. To Joe Scott Morgan, a professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. At Jacksonville State University, they have a world-class CrimPro lab and setup. In fact, I've called on Morgan many times to help me recreate crimes in their labs. Star of Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, you've been on so many death scenes. trying desperately to get to my experts, but I got to lay the foundation as I would do in court before I bring in a piece of evidence. Joe Scott, people do crazy things when somebody dies. They panic. They think it's their fault, whether it is or it isn't. They get rid of the body. They lie. They do all sorts of things. The cover-up is very often worse than what the initial incident was. People panic. So the reaction of the friends to Nolan potentially having passed, that reaction doesn't mean that much to me because you don't know what somebody's going to do under those circumstances. So hearing them on the boat, I hear what Tatum is saying. And
before we go deeper into what the documents actually show, make sure you're subscribed to Project Cold Case. Because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. Picture this: you are handed a smartphone. It belongs to someone who lived their life online, who documented everything. You open their Snapchat. There is nothing. You open their camera roll. There is nothing. It's not a phone, it's a vault that has been wiped clean. That is the visual anchor of this case. A digital tombstone with no inscription. The family has issued subpoenas for everything.
the judge.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
Is it real? Is it altered? Is it probative? Does it prove anything? Is it a bombshell? If you know or think you know anything about the death of this young star athlete, Nolan Wells, please dial 228-769-3063. It doesn't matter what the information is, as long as it's the truth. There is a $125,000 reward. We remember American hero Lieutenant Eric Lloyd, Vegas Metro PD, passed away in the line of duty, leaving behind a wife turned widow, Mindy, and children, Cassie and Stephanie. American hero Lieutenant Eric Lloyd. Thank you to our guests, but especially to you for being with us tonight as we continue the investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. Nancy Gray signing off for tonight, but I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, good night, friend. Hi, guys. Please join us on our mission to find missing people, especially children, to solve unsolved homicides. And if you're on the go, please join us on your favorite podcast app where you can get all our content, where we, in our way, seek justice.